4 philosophies you've got to internalize. It's got to become part of you. Number 1, unity and separation. When you unify your organization, you separate yourself from the masses. It's the critical founding point of New Image, and you got to understand it and you got to protect it. There's been enough said about this that I'm not going to get into a lot of detail on it today, but you got to understand that when you unify, you separate yourself from the masses. That is the key foundation in which New Image was founded upon. And if you think you got a better idea or a better way to do it, that's fine. But what you better do is go to your upline national director, talk it over with them. If they like it, it's going to come to me. If I like it, then we're going to get on the national conference call and we're going to all talk about it. And we've had some major, not major, but minor changes that have made a significant difference in New Image by putting all the national directors on the call and we discuss it. See, because if we change something, or if we change something, or even if it's a little sentence we change, we need to do it as a group. You understand that? Yes. See, that is the key. So we've got the system. See, somebody says, well, Dale, I think we should do a 5-day call instead of a 3-day call. Well, state your case to your national, bring it to me, we'll talk about it, and if it's better, we'll change it. But until that time, don't you be teaching your people to do a 5-day call, because you're going to lose respect. You see what I'm saying? Unity is the key. You got to understand it, you got to cherish it. Those of you that order tools over the next couple of months, you're going to get a copy of this. This was a third-party internet note that was sent to me talking about our company, the unity and the uniqueness of New Image International. It's from a guy that's not even in New Image International. But he talks about it. And I'm not going to take time to read this, but this is pretty powerful. It's pretty powerful. Some of you have already seen it. The rest of you will be getting it if you're working the business, because if you're working the business, you're ordering tools. Success in network marketing is not finding the right person, it's becoming the right person. Some of you have been spending too much time trying to find somebody to make you rich. The person staring you back in the mirror is going to determine your success. You got to get real with that. Third concept. Understand that the second, continued. There's no company, product that will make you successful. You make you successful. You develop you first. The thing that bothers me the most in this business is seeing good people, not duds, but good people that spend some time here. They start coming down the road, and then they get misdirected. They think that they're going to find a product that's going to make them successful, and they leave here. We had a group a couple of months ago that went into this program with this diet patch. Y'all heard about the diet patch? Some of you probably heard it. It's like you put it on your rear end and you lose weight. I got this week. April, May 1997 issue, Network Marketing Today. The second diet patch company shut its doors before being raided by the FDA. 5 years ago, this game was tried by another company and it was also shut down. The patch shut its doors and switched to a spray-type product. They're a month behind on orders, and thousands of dollars of distributors' money was reported in the hands of the company with no product being shipped. Conference calls were bloody after the shutdown, and distributors were screaming, "Where's my money?" It happens every day. Right at the top here. I go through right at the top here. Any of you heard Dead Doctor's tape? Yeah. Talking about colloidal minerals. We had a bunch of people went to other companies, left us. Oh, this colloidal minerals is going to make me money. That's what I need to do. I need to go sell colloidal minerals. Sell some juice that you can't swallow. Any of y'all ever tasted that stuff? Colloidal minerals and Dr. Wallach about to be beat. Dr. Wallach's who did the Dead Doctor's tape. And don't send me, well, a year ago we reported you should watch out for colloidal minerals because they have high amounts of lead, aluminum, and arsenic. We got a lot of flack for that, but now science and mainstream press is moving. Look for ABC 2020 and Nightline to hit Dr. Wallach and the phony attributes of colloidal minerals. And see, what happens is these people, they leave New Image. And then they write me letters. Say, Dale, I'm so sorry. I'll never do it again. I got misdirected. I got in a slump and I couldn't come out of it. And I joined this other company. But if you'll let me back in, I promise you, I'll be with New Image forever. I promise you, I'll never, ever do it again. And I write them back and I say, you're darn right, because you ain't coming back. Because they leave us and they try to recruit your people. I don't want them coming back here. I want them to stay gone. If they didn't learn it while they was here, they aren't going to learn it when they come back. Next concept. If you build people, people will build the business. We're in the people development, leadership development business. Number 4, long-term network marketing businesses must be built on a duplicatable, step-by-step programs and systems. Personality is not duplicatable. It doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter how much success you have. It doesn't matter how many people you can talk into the program. If what you're doing is not duplicatable, you aren't going to make it here. Ask Jim Jones, ask Phil Schuff. They've already been down that road. And that was the one thing that some of you in this room, you've got to get a hold of that. That your personality is not duplicatable. You can't teach somebody to have your personality. You can teach somebody a 3-day, 14, 29-day call and how to scratch somebody off their list, but you can't teach them your personality. You got to get real with that. The second thing is the franchise factor. A McDonald's is a McDonald's is a McDonald's. A shoe carnival is a shoe carnival is a shoe carnival. A Midas muffler is a Midas muffler is a Midas muffler. There's a franchise factor in this business. Ray Kroc knew that his success was not based upon the cheeseburger. It was based upon developing a model, a business model that could be duplicated. Are you following what I'm saying? Yes. A business model that could be duplicated. Managers in McDonald's all have to go to the McDonald's school. They got to learn a systematic way to do their accounting, a systematic way to prepare their food, to store their food. It's all systematic, it's duplicatable, and it works. Are you following me? See, the franchise factor is missing in network marketing today. Most companies got people running around the country like a chicken with their head cut off, all teaching people different ways to do it. There's no unity, there's no franchise factor. Are you all following me? Yes. Do you understand the power of what we can put together doing it the way we're doing it? Yes. Do you really?
You know, I think back to the time when this training was recorded, and I knew a lot of, not a lot, but several other network marketers, and everybody thought that crazy guy, that guy in Kentucky is nuts. He thinks that you can build a network marketing team like a franchise builds a franchise, like, you know, a McDonald's builds a McDonald's. Like, would you like to supersize that? And, you know, you can systemize it to the point of a franchise. He's nuts. And, you know, 95% of the people back then when we were rolling thought they're crazy. Now, today, you know, it's only about 85%. Because, and still people today think, Dale, that's crazy, it can't happen. Well, it's already happened, and it is happening, and it will continue to happen with people that get it. And about 85% think I'm crazy now because, you know, some of the people were there and watched what happened over that 5-year period of time. So, reality in introducing this training, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks outside of your company, inside of your company. this training is for you and your team, and understanding that when you sequentially, systematically bring people down a path, then that system and that sequence can be duplicated. So again, why that can't be done, this can't be done, that's not going to work. You can't expect people to learn the scripts. They got to be able to bob and weave, say what they think they need to say under the circumstances. You can't just let them you got to let people bob and weave. You don't teach them, welcome to Starbucks, what can we get started for you today? And see, guys, again, and I'll talk about this a lot, but it's 3% of the population can bob and weave. 70% are going to suck their thumb, and the start will stop them. It's about the 27%ers. And I think about, if I had had this training or seen this training when I first started, would I even known what I was looking at? And honestly, I probably wouldn't, because what happens is when people get involved in any new business model, myself, anybody, you're in an information gathering mode, and you're just gathering as much information as you possibly can. But when you find what makes sense from a logical standpoint, then you've got to grasp onto that and internalize it in order to benefit from it. So that's all I wanted to say right now. Let's get back to the 25-year-old training.
First puzzle. 20 pieces with one big one in the middle. This is your first puzzle. This is 20% of the business. You get this right, you're 20% of the way there. It's not the easiest, but it's one of the easiest things to do possibly. But once you get it right, you're 20% of the way there. There it is. It's your 20 reasons. See, some of you right now don't have reasons that you can tell me what they are. Now, I want to walk off this stage so bad, they told me I had to stay up here. I can't stand it. I just want to step down. They can't get me on video if I do that. Does your reasons, your number one reason, get you up every morning thinking about it and going to bed every night thinking about it? Does it drive you? See, if I ask you what are your top 3 reasons, you say, I got them today. I know exactly what mine is. And I knew you was going to ask them today, so I got them right here in my wallet with me. Just let me go through. I'll pull them out. No, don't look at it. Just tell me. Well, I got them right here. I'll show you. No, don't show me. Tell me. Because if you can't tell me what's number one, you better get a new number one. That is the foundation for success. That's the first puzzle. Now, here's a key important question. How many of your people can you look at and tell what their number one reason is? You know it just like it's your own. See, be smart, people. When you're around those people, what do you need to be talking about? Their reason. But are you doing it? See, if you're not, start. Are you all with me? Understand the power of pictures is the second thing. Well, these reasons are important, but our mind thinks in pictures. If you want a new car, what kind of car do you want? What color do you want it to be? Go to the dealership, get a picture, sit in it, smell it, test drive it in your mind every night before you go to bed. See, what you think about comes about. You've got to create that picture, You've got to develop a whole dream around your reasons. We call it My Perfect Day. Some of you are familiar with that have been through that program. And you create this dream, and you live this dream in your mind over and over and over and over and over until you can actually live it in real life. See, that's what's going to determine it. If you say, Dale, what's the number one thing that decides who makes it and who doesn't? The number one thing, when it's all said and done, is the people that want it bad enough. That decide they're not going to be denied, no matter what. That's the kind of people you're looking for, not people you got to beg to come to the meetings. The second puzzle has 4 sections with several pieces in each. Can I go back? Yeah, okay. First is belief, 4 beliefs. Any of you ever heard this before? Yeah. So, Dale, we've already heard all this. But are you getting it? Have you got it? Are your people getting it? 4 beliefs: the company, the product, network marketing, and yourself. Belief in the company, pieces, weekly meetings. That will help. Tape of the month, regional meetings, national conference, home office tours. How many of you went through the home office in the last 2 days? Look like this. We had 20-some tours Friday. Y'all say, well, Dale, why we didn't see you? That's because I got out of there. I knew you was coming. I had to prepare for today. I'd love to see you normally, but I had to prepare for today. Home office tours. Tools. Tools. Do our tools tell you that we got a long-term game plan? Yes. I wonder what tools the Diet Patch Company had. Do you see what I'm saying? That's powerful. Look at the tools. If that doesn't tell you we got a long-term game plan, nothing will. National Director Stories, ImageNet will help you belief in the company. The fact that we own our own business, our own buildings, and don't lease them ought to tell you we got a long-term game plan here. See, some of you have been here less than 6 months. You got burnt out or messed up with another company. Some of you worked hard with companies, and they let you down. They went out of business. Well, the thing that I want you to understand, and this is personal, but the thing that you got to understand is half the home office people go to my church. That's personal as it can get. My best friends in the world are involved with New Image International. You understand? A guy came up to me in the body, he said, Dale, I had supper with him, we were out there, and he said, what if something happens to the company, or I'm afraid you're going to leave because you left your other company and you went with Ron. I said, man, how many kids do you have? He said, 4. I said, which one of them would you give away? He said, I look at this just like I look at a child almost. I said, this is a child to me. It's not a business. It's not a way to make money. It's my whole life's prepared me for this place and time. Okay, guys, thank you. Second piece is belief in the products through the testimony cassettes, event testimonies like today. Want the product testimonies today? Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. The reality is, you got to get this, the reality is we have overweight regionals. That's strong. Yeah, I just can't do this business if I don't lose 50 pounds, you know. We have overweight regionals. There's going to be lives that you won't touch if you don't get out there and tell the story. You know, they look at you and you're like this. They just might have thought, well, they used to be like this. Reality. You only need 11 lifetime customers. Yeah. That's the reality. 11. I don't know how long it's going to take you to find them. So I said, well, I sold the product to 15 people and only 7 of them rebought. Say, 7, man, you're way ahead of the game. Sell it to 15 more, you're going to have your 11. Get your thumb out of your mouth. What are you griping about? You only need 11 lifetime customers. Had a letter. I get these from time to time. Said, Mr. Calvert, you've got to come up with a better way for us to create our customer base. This is just not working for me. You know, you ought to be able to come up with something better. He said, I had my 11 customers, like I heard you say at the meeting. But daggone it, 5 of them want to do the business now, and I got to go out and find 5 more. Y'all wonder why I got any hair left. I want it so bad to say, dear so-and-so, I am sorry, but your distributorship of New Image International has been terminated because of ignorance. But I didn't. You only need 11. Reality. Products don't make you successful. We've got the best herbal-based chromium products in the country. Period. We do. We've got a fabulous product line, but the products are not the issue. It's part of the equation, but that's not the whole equation. My goodness, look at McDonald's. How many of you think McDonald's just got the best cheeseburger you ever put in your mouth? But they sell more than anybody else. You follow what I'm saying? It's the model, it's the business, it's not just the products, it's the whole package. Belief in network marketing concept, and I've said concept here because I'll have to tell you in the last 3 years my belief in network marketing has diminished. It's diminished. My belief in the network marketing concept, the viability of it, and New Image has increased drastically. But when I see the junk that's happening in the industry today, my belief in the industry has diminished. My belief in the concept is stronger than ever. You see the distinction there. Something worth thinking about. And if you have a problem with it, read the Wave 3, Who Stole the American Dream, Success Magazine. Listen to the new Blue Tape and listen to the national directors within this company. Now, the new Blue Tape, I just want to comment on this. We send out about 25 reverse direct mails, 25 to 50 every week from the home office from the mail I get. It's doing a good job. It's doing good. We're pulling with that tape. So if you're getting, thank you. She liked it. Next thing, belief in yourself. Some of you got too much belief. You're going to fall into the 3%er trap. You've heard about it. Boy, you don't like it when we talk about it. You don't like it at all. They'll, I'll do this thing. You just get out of my way. I'll do it if it kills me. It will. Some of you got too much belief. You got to understand that belief will take you a long way once you understand you aren't the issue. That a system is. The Magic of Thinking Big, Tape of the Month, Jim Rohn series, Programming Your Mind for Success package. Belief in yourself is a lifelong process. You will never do this until you believe you can do it. And whatever excuse you have for holding yourself back is the right one. If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Here's how you can determine who in your organization has belief in themselves. Because you can ask people, do you believe you can do this? Oh, yeah, I believe I can do it. And they come and they sit there by themselves week after week after week at the meeting. Belief creates activity. If you really, truly believe, then you are really, truly active every single week. If you have people in your organization that say they believe, look at their activity. Look at their company report. That will tell you where they need work on and help with belief in themselves. Are you all following what I'm saying? Yes. Now let's recap for a minute. And those of you that are asleep, wake up. Because I will come off the stage and hit you in the head with this if I have to. First puzzle, 20 reasons. First puzzle, 20 reasons. Some of you need to redo it. Those of you that need to redo it, ask yourself, are you going to redo it? How many of you in this room, since you've been in New Image International, have redone your 20 reasons at least once? So don't feel bad. Are y'all with me? Second puzzle, the 4 beliefs. Number 1 is in the company. Have you developed that? If you haven't, whose responsibility is it to complete that puzzle? Yours. Are you with me? Next belief is belief in the products. Have you developed that?
Yes.
If you have not, whose responsibility is it to complete that puzzle? Yours. The next puzzle is belief in network marketing concept. Have you developed that?
Yes.
If you have not, whose responsibility is it to read Wave 3 and Who Stole the American Dream? Are you following me? The last and the hardest is belief in yourself. That's where most of you are missing it. You tell yourself after a meeting like this, daggone it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And your subconscious mind says, who do you think you're fooling? That's what you said last time. We both know you can't. And guess who's right? Your subconscious, not your conscious. See, you got to watch what you're telling yourself. You speak your world into existence. You got to quit going around all week long saying, I don't know why everybody I get's a dud, because you're a dud. Duds follow duds. But you don't have to stay a dud. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah.
You can get better. You're going to get better, but you got to tell yourself, I'm going to get better. You got to watch what you're telling yourself. And if you got a problem believing in you, you got to get over that. Some of you had a problem believing in you ever since you've been here. And you're still going home every night and watching Roseanne instead of plugging in a good tape or reading the right books. You got to get serious about this. I don't know how to get this across to you guys. Until you believe you can, you never will. And you know in your heart whether you really believe or not. You know, I've been talking so much and so bad about Roseanne. Somebody told me the other day, they canceled it. I'd like to claim responsibility, but I know better. I'm going to start talking about Ellen now. Guys, some of you are hung up right here. Right here, number 4. Because of this. You don't believe in you. You can come to every regional meeting you want to for the next 5 years. You can attend every weekly meeting. But until you get this taken care of, you're limited. And if you do happen to hit somebody good, they may make you some money, they may even get you to a title, but you aren't going to have any respect when you get there. Man, just tell yourself you can. Just tell yourself, I can. I can. If Roger did it, I'll do it. If Carol Ely did it, I'll do it. Jim Jones got over his 3% ignorance, I can get over mine. You see what I'm saying? Man, just tell yourself you can. Watch what you're telling yourself. You speak your world into existence. And I know it's so much easier to have pity parties. It's a whole lot easier to say, oh, everything happens to me because of him and her and them. Instead of saying, shut up and talk to yourself right. Say, I've been going down the highway, you know, and I'm so depressed. And I said, no, I'm not depressed. I'm going to do it. Daggone it. I don't care who believes. I'm going to do it. And just, you've got to sometimes just grit your teeth and kick yourself in the rear end. You've got to sometimes. In this past section we just went through, there's a couple of things I think would be beneficial for me to just cover with you real quickly. If you've listened to anything that I've done in the last 25, 30 years, you've heard me talk about the 4 beliefs. I cannot communicate to you strongly enough how important it is as a leader
that when you're working with people, subconsciously you have to, for yourself, be able to monitor where's their belief. Where's their belief in the company? Where's their belief in the product or service that you have? Where's their belief in the network marketing business model? And where's their belief in themselves? Those 4 beliefs. And when people on your team need reinforcement in one of those areas, what do you do as a leader to help that? And it's not just talking to them. It's giving them a book, let them read the book, then talk about it. What we do is we want to just talk and talk and talk and talk. And there could be wisdom in the words. But that's not how people learn. Give them an audio. Let them listen to it, digest it, and then talk about it. The teaching is in the words, but the learning is in the silence. And you have to give people time enough to have that silence for themselves. I hope that makes sense. I've talked a lot about this over the years, but that is so important to really maximize your leadership. You know, the more knowledgeable you become, the more you can communicate, but you got to understand, us speaking is not what allows growth. It's us speaking, it's providing a third-party tool or resources we can. Let them consume it, think about it, and then talk about it. Real important. Second thing, I mentioned company reports casually in this training. If you've been part of anything that we've done, especially the leadership development, Network Marketing Leadership Development Academy members, but anything that we've done, today we call them weekly progress reports instead of company reports. But when I say company report, it's about your company, people taking responsibility and tracking numbers. That's what I'm talking about. Tracking numbers. That which can be tracked can be improved upon. So part of our culture, it was an important part of the culture and the growth, explosive growth, was the fact that every week we had over 70 different live events being held all over the country. And we would do our opportunity meeting. People were expected to have people beside them at that meeting. It wasn't a social club, it was a business. And then we take a break, and then we come back, and everybody filled out a physical company report, which was just monitoring their numbers, how many exposures, how many follow-ups, whatever, and it was kept on a point system. Today, we call that the weekly progress report. I could spend an hour talking just about that, but I didn't want it to just gloss over and you not hear it, because that was a very, very important part about the growth in the culture and the team development. And I think it's really important as a leader that you have a system for people to be able to monitor their numbers on a weekly basis.